Cork in the North podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks to everybody that's tuning in this week. Before we crack on with this episode, I want to talk to you a little bit about our sponsor, the Dine-In Pub on the Lisburn Road. One of the best places you can go for food, for drink, for live comedy. If you're going to any of the concerts this summer, it's a great place to stop off and have a drink. They're fans of us, we are fans of them. If you use the code CORK25, you get 25% off your food bill Wednesday to Saturday. It's a great spot, great staff. Lots of good things going on there. You can go there and watch the European Championships. There's plenty of comedy on. We're going to be doing a Cork in the North Live podcast there soon, later in the year. Tickets will be available through this podcast and also the Patreon and also my website. Keep in touch for that. But if you're looking for something to do, as the weather's getting a little bit better, they have a beer garden, they have parking, they have access to the toilets, they have staff all wearing the same uniform. These people know how to serve. And when you walk in that door, they will serve you. They will give you 100% of the food, but 25% of the price off Wednesday to Saturday. Use the code CORK25. They're great people. We're big fans of them. Great people. Dine-In Pub. Check them out on the Lisburn Road. Joining us this week on Cork in the North podcast is a stand-up comedian based out in Dubai, someone I've had the pleasure of working with many times when I was out in Dubai there recently, about 18 months ago. And she is over here in the North. She was on at the Empire Comedy Club. She's doing loads of stuff around London, Birmingham, Glasgow. She's even going to see Taylor Swift while she is here. An excellent stand-up comedian. Recently performed at the Empire Comedy Club, absolutely smashed it, and I'm delighted to have her on Cork in the North podcast. She joined us on Q Radio as well, and we tied this all in as well. Saaniya, Abbas, how are you?
Very good, thank you for having me.
Good to see you again. Thank you very much for coming on Cork in the North podcast.
Good to see you as well.
Yeah. Your first time in Belfast?
It's my first time in Northern Ireland.
Yeah, and how so far? What your thoughts, your feelings, everything about it, because we know something really interesting happened in a taxi.
Oh,
so far.
Yeah. Well, it's very cold.
It's hot for us.
This is very cold.
It's hot for us. It's 20 degrees today. It's hot for us, but this is cold for you, obviously.
Yeah, I've just come in from 50 degrees in Dubai.
Wow.
And
we wouldn't survive in that.
I don't think you would. You would start cooking like a chicken.
Do you see a lot of people, like Irish people, when they go to Dubai and you think they can't handle the heat?
Well, they're usually in the pubs.
Right,
That's where they are. They're not usually outdoors. It's the Brits. It's the English people who you'll see in like peak summer. They'll be on the beaches.
Yeah.
And they'll just be there, and you can see the skin is cooking, and then they roll. And they're just there because they want to get it tan so badly.
Yeah. Because we don't get it over in this part of the world as much.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Irish people are usually in the Fibber-McGee's and the McGettigans.
Right. So your first impressions of Belfast since you've been here?
Well, it's very... the buildings and the architecture are very similar to the rest of Europe, I would say. Especially to England. Very similar, the red brick and stuff.
Yeah.
The food was really good.
Good. That's good.
And then you made me try the 15 today.
Yes, we got it. We got Saaniya 15.
That was so good. The marshmallow, oh my God.
Yeah, and you ate all of it as well, didn't
I
you?
ate all of it. I was supposed to just have a bit for the radio show, and then I just ate the whole thing.
Oh, but when we knew you were coming in, we were like, we have to get her a 15.
So good.
Yeah, so that's something the next time, if you come back, the first thing you can do when you arrive is get a 15. And have you had Irish stew yet?
No, what is that?
It's like, how would you describe it, Luke? It's like potatoes, meats, carrots, and kind of like gravy, onions.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's like a soupy... It's not soup. It's a stew. It's
Is
a
it spicy?
concoction of lots of stuff. It's like traditional Irish stew. There's a place in Belfast called Maggie Mays. They do Irish stew, I think. Yeah. If you ever go in and say, can I have a stew, please? Thank us later.
Maggie Mays?
Maggie Mays.
Maybe I'll go there tonight,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So you were on the way to, what I found fascinating about this place, you were on the way this morning to do the radio with us, and you got probably the best taxi driver you could possibly get.
Yeah, he was really great. He's very friendly, very funny guy. And then as I sat in the taxi, he reaches over and right next to me, he picks up this engagement ring. And then he says, oh, look what I found. He goes, well, since I have it, will you marry me?
So you got proposed to in a taxi?
I got proposed to in a taxi, and then I laughed. And he said, I'll give you the passport and visa. And then I say yes.
Oh, so you can come back and stay.
So I could come back, yeah.
So that's crazy, like that actually happened to you. Was he obviously he was very nice to you and very friendly to you and stuff
Very
like that.
funny person. I told him maybe he should try stand-up comedy.
And did you tell him you were a comedian?
I told him I was a comedian because
Oh,
he was
wow.
like, "Why are you going to the radio?" So
Oh,
I
that
had
was
to
pretty
tell
cool.
him.
He probably listened in then.
Maybe that would be really funny if he did.
If he probably listened in and found out that he was outed as proposing to you, then he could have been married. You never
No,
know.
he was divorced. He told me his whole life story in
Oh,
the
really?
7-minute drive. He told me everything about him.
It's like speed dating,
Kind of.
literally
Just
in a car.
speed,
like.
yeah.
Yeah. So Saaniya, you're originally Indian, but you live in
Yes.
Dubai. How long have you lived in Dubai now?
I've been there for 12 years.
12. And what brought you there?
I moved there for my first job ever out of university.
Right.
So I used to go to Dubai to visit my cousins there. And I just really liked it because I saw it go from a sandpit to this alien-like city that it is now.
Yeah.
And I watched that happen over the years. And I just thought, I have to live in a place like this. Also, it is really safe because in Delhi, where I'm from, I was not allowed to drive after 6 p.m.
Really?
Yeah, I was not allowed to drive because it was too dangerous. So
So who imposes that on you?
my parents.
Oh, your parents did that.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was like the government or something.
No, God, can you imagine? No women are allowed to drive.
Yeah,
That
no,
would-
no, but like when you said you weren't allowed to drive, it's like I didn't realize it was your parents. Yeah.
No. My parents, because they were very protective, and that's why for most of my life they sent me to a boarding school, which is a convent. Yeah, so I actually grew up in the mountains in a convent.
In Delhi.
No,
Oh,
in the mountains,
yeah,
in
but
the
is
lower
that-
Himalayas.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, a place called Mussoorie. And when I came back, they were like, "Now what do we do to protect her?" And they just imposed.
Maybe just let her live her life.
I mean, no, it was quite dangerous.
Oh,
Delhi
was
is a
it?
very dangerous place to live.
Right, okay.
For women. So, and in Dubai, I can wear whatever I want. I can take a taxi at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and there's no crime.
And are your parents still in India?
Yeah, they still live there.
So how often do you get to see them? Then do you go back and forth?
Maybe 2-3 times a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty. And they come out to you as well in Dubai?
Yeah, they come out to me
Oh,
as
that's
well.
great. And how have they found the fact that you're now a comedian? And like, obviously, you've a massive following. You're doing really well. You're performing all over in America. You're in Europe. You're in the
Yeah.
UK. You're in Ireland. You're smashing it.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a shock for them and me because I never meant for any of this to happen.
Yeah.
It just happened by mistake, and now a lot of the times I just have this weird moment where I'm like, what am I doing? Because 3 years ago I didn't have any of this.
Yeah.
And I just started making content, and then I got divorced and I started writing jokes about my divorce, and suddenly it just blew up, and then I became a comedian, and then I got a manager, and now I'm just this person.
Going all over the world, having a great time. So the key thing here was the divorce was
Yes.
the best thing ever.
It literally changed
So
my
if
whole
you're
life.
out there and you're looking for a career change and you're married, get divorced and you'll become a superstar. That's how it works, guys.
It's how it worked for me.
Because we met when I was out doing the Laughter Factory shows, and obviously, they bring out one or two acts from international acts and stuff, and I was one of them on this particular occasion. And we met, and you were doing. You were only probably doing comedy. What, maybe a year? Then?
1 year.
1
then,
year. So
yeah,
you're
yeah.
just getting into it, doing 5-minute spots,
Yeah.
10-minute spots. And then obviously we had a couple of gigs together and stuff like that. We went karaoke. We went to what else did we do? We probably just hanging around the gigs and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And then about a year later, you're like,
Yeah, it kind
gone
of
crazy.
skyrocketed a lot. Also, because in Dubai, the comedy scene is so young and it's so new. It's only been there for like 10 years. And the local comedy scene.
Yeah.
And so, if you're a comic who's doing relatively well, you get a lot of stage time.
really, yeah.
And imagine getting so much stage time in the beginning that you get a lot of experience quite quickly and you get to grow quickly
Yeah.
when you shouldn't at that early on.
But you've had opportunities that, people like, who've been going 15, 20 years, performing in America.
Yeah.
All this kind of stuff, getting invited over to festivals.
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty wild because I have this following and I have all these people who like to watch me do my stand-up comedy, but I also sing, I play the piano,
Yeah.
I draw and I write stuff. And sometimes I just make a video of me talking, can I say the S word?
Say whatever you want.
Talking shit.
Oh, of course. So you can say whatever you want.
Okay, I
Shit,
can say
fuck,
the S.
whatever you want. There's no
Okay,
problem here.
all right.
There's
Okay.
no problem here. So just talking shite.
Just talking shite, yes.
Yeah.
So I got this huge following suddenly, and because of that following, venues like the Comedy Cellar in New York like let me perform there.
Wow.
And the stand whenever I go to New York, and I got to perform at Flappers in LA and Hollywood Improv. So it's been pretty, and every time I'm there, I'm like, I don't feel like I should be here, but I'm just there, and I'm like, I'll just try to make people laugh.
Do you have a little bit of imposter syndrome, do you think?
Little bit, massive imposter
Yeah.
syndrome. Oh my God, yeah.
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 But obviously being a comedian based in Dubai that's performing, all over the world,
Yeah.
it must be pretty exciting because obviously, you don't hear of a lot of comedians based in that area. A lot of comedians will go to London, they might go to New York, they might go to LA where it's like constant clubs and
Yeah.
whereas so how are you trying to manage that? So are you trying to get out of Dubai 3 or 4 times a year for a couple of weeks at a time and do as many clubs as you can? Is that the way you're doing it?
As of now, my manager, she lives in New York. She wants me to move to New York. So I'm looking into that. But for now, I'm trying to get out at least 3 times a year to just do some shows around. Yeah.
But in New York, the weather changes there. You won't have what you have in Dubai.
I know, but I bought this thing called the Cocoon,
Right.
which is this huge jacket. I bought it from New York, which is like a sleeping bag. I needed an extra suitcase just for that jacket, and it's for minus 20 degrees.
Wow.
I've carried it this time too.
You brought it to...
Yeah, because
To
it was
Belfast.
6 degrees weather.
That's the summer.
6 degrees.
Yeah, it's the summer. We're having a great time.
This is shite.
I can't believe she's brought a cocoon to visit
My
Belfast.
cocoon. It's so cold.
I know.
I'm not used to the cold. But yeah, New York, it's worth the weather change for the circuit there.
And also the opportunities that are going to come to you.
I mean, that's
Listen,
like...
fantastic. Go for it.
Yeah.
Talk to us about life in Dubai and how you've seen Dubai change and what life is like for you out there. Because when we think of Dubai, we think of the big shiny buildings, the weather,
Yeah.
the extravagant lifestyle. There's people love it or hate it. I've been out loads of times. It's okay, enjoy it. You grand hotels. People kind of go there and do 3 or 4 days. It's an experience. It's this place that has so much attention, so much money. But to actually physically live there on a day-to-day basis, like if you've been there for 10 years, you must obviously really like it. What is it about Dubai that you love so much?
Okay, so the biggest misconception, this is everyone from the West, thinks that Dubai is full of billionaires. And like, maybe a few, but most of us are very middle class and lower middle class, like,
Yeah.
because like, who's doing all the stuff? There's
yeah.
the rich people, but then someone's got to do the stuff.
Somebody's got to work, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's like a huge underbelly of, people who don't get featured in TV shows about Dubai showing the extravagant lifestyle, but we're there. And what's really great about the place is that, yes, they're focused on building the city first, the architecture and all the luxurious stuff. And now they're focusing on putting money into the arts and making a creative scene in Dubai. So that's why comedy is doing well. That's why art is doing well. Music is really doing
Because
well.
they used to have like a entertainment police.
What?
Did they have entertainment police in Dubai?
No, they do have cops. Well, the CID is what they're called, who do sometimes
Right,
sit
okay.
in and watch your set.
Wow.
Yeah, but I've done my jokes. The jokes that I did last night, I've done them in Dubai, and I had the CID, and he laughed.
That's,
Made him laugh, yeah.
that must be strange. Imagine doing a gig and the peelers, the PSNI, the police here sitting in watching your jokes. But that's
Yeah.
normal over there for you, isn't it? That's kind of like normal.
Well, it's not every day that it happens. It happens I was opening for Jason Manford. And that's when that guy came and sat in, because it was at Emirates Palace and that was a really big gig. So that's when he sat in and I was nervous and I said, Gail was like, just don't do any of your jokes. Just smile and wave.
Just don't do it. Smile away for 20 minutes. Hi.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't do any jokes.
But then Jason was like, no, do your set. Do exactly what you normally do. So then I went and did that and it was good.
That's really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So you're living out there. You're divorced. Are you back on the dating scene? Are you dating? Have you been dating men in Dubai? Well, like what's it like?
Ooh, it's tough.
Because you see like Dubai, you see pictures of like beautiful men, beautiful women from all different parts of the world. There must be so much to choose from. You must be inundated with apps and doing stuff.
Oh my God, no. First of all, a lot of people on the dating apps are married. Yeah, that's the
What?
thing. That's the thing in Dubai. A lot of married people
Really?
are on dating. There's a lot of people, like a couple looking for a third. That's very common there. Where there'll be the woman and the man. They'll be like, we just want someone to have fun with. And you're like, no. This is...
What app's that?
No, but it gets tough the older you get because I'm 35. So I only look at dating people over my age.
Right.
Or my age or over. And it's just the leftovers now, which I'm one of them. So, I don't.
You must have many dating disasters.
I have had a few. I've had a few weird dating scenarios where this guy had a nose ring. I love men with nose rings. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
It's just there's something really. He also had the six pack. But anyway, so and the mistake I made was that I didn't talk to him enough before I met him on the date that I matched with him. And that's a rookie mistake. I met him that day and he was homophobic. He was British. He was homophobic. He was Brexiter. He hated immigrants. And I was like, but you live in Dubai. And it was just so awkward. But I'm so polite. I stayed for the whole date.
And what did he say when you said you live in Dubai? Did he have any comeback? He's an immigrant in Dubai.
Yeah, he didn't really. He just kept going on about Polish people.
Oh, that's not very nice.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I was so awkward because I was like, this is so bad. I should never do this again.
But in your head, you're like, the longer I stayed, the more comedy material I could get.
I mean, I had only been doing comedy a few months then,
Right.
so it wasn't really.
And obviously, did you only see him once?
Yeah, I never saw him
Yeah.
again. I blocked him after that. It was
Did he
so
try and find you or
No.
keep messaging you? Obviously, if
blocked
you
him,
blocked
unmatched him, but I stayed for the whole date.
Then you just had dinner and drinks or something, was it?
Like, we just had some drinks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That must be a bit of a shock because, like, when you say, like, you talk about leftovers and stuff, it's strange, though, because when you get to a certain age in your life, and I've noticed this myself, like, if you're meeting somebody, say, 35, 37, 39, there's a chance, they have had a past life in terms of from their 20s, they may have had children, they may have young kids and the marriage hasn't worked out or whatever.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But, if you get to, like, 37, 38, 39 years of age and you meet someone that's 30, same age as you, it's very rare in some cases that you meet them and they have no baggage.
Yeah, but then you're like,
Why do you have no baggage?
why haven't you been married,
Because
Andrew?
you must be a psychopath.
Yeah.
Like, because
Why?
everyone keeps running away from you.
Exactly. Those are the questions. Because you're like, all right, fine, you don't have any of that, but why?
So I'm
Isn't
not
you
married.
suspicious?
I've no kids.
Why?
I'm 42.
Why?
So I'm engaged now. But my point is that if you met somebody, say, who was 41, 42, not married, no kids, you would be like, that's suspicious. That's suspicious.
Yeah.
So that's a red flag as well.
That is a
it?
red flag.
So to be single and have no baggage is a red flag. But
At
to be
42.
At 42. But maybe.
Then you might have commitment issues.
Yeah.
See?
I wouldn't say I have commitment issues.
Then why wouldn't you be married at least once?
No, just haven't met the right person, but I have now, you see.
Oh,
The lovely Julie.
you're good.
Hey, my girl's
That's
good.
smooth.
Hey,
That's
Julie, how you doing?
Oh.
You're looking good.
cute. That's cute.
No, my missus is great,
Oh,
So I'm very happy.
you love her bones. Is that how you said it?
I love the bones of her.
I love the bones of her.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
so
s- we
romantic.
say- do you know what? Next time when you meet someone and you fall in love, which I'm sure you will, you can turn around to them in Dubai and be like, I love the bones, yeah.
He might think something else.
Yeah, I love-
I love the bones here.
But do it in an Irish accent.
I love the bones here.
Do you know what? That's really good.
Thank you.
That's a really good accent.
I love the bones here.
Say, that's us now.
That's us now. That's us now.
No.
No.
That's us now.
That's us now.
I love the bones, yeah.
I love the bones here.
That's really good. You know what? You're very talented with the accents.
Thank you. Thank you. It's part of the reason I have a following.
Because you
I
do
do
the
a lot of
accent.
accent videos, yeah.
I sometimes see your videos and you're always in your elevator.
Oh, yeah. I say good morning.
You go, good morning. Good morning, cuties. I'm
Hello,
taking the dog
cuties.
out for the walk.
Uh-huh.
Because your dog is a very important part of your life, isn't it?
She is. She's my whole life. And my followers are quite invested in her life as well.
Do you have an Instagram page for your dog?
I do.
Oh my God.
It's called Good Girl Ellie.
Good girl.
Good
You call her
girl
Good Girl Ellie.
Good
That's
Girl
amazing.
Ellie, yes.
So life in Dubai has been really good for you though. Because you have a job as well.
I
You're not-
I did try to go off the job thing. For 6 months, I tried to not have a job because I do make some money off Instagram and comedy, but it was not consistent enough.
Right.
So I had to go back. I mean, someone offered me a job and I was like, well, all right. So I do have a full-time job.
And you work in what sector?
I work in advertising. So I'm an art director, which means I do graphic design, animation, shoots, scripts. everything.
So that must be quite, getting up, going to work, doing a full day's work, coming home, going out, doing the comedy,
Then coming back, making content.
looking after your dog,
Yeah.
seeing family, seeing friends, being sociable. It seems to be very busy for you.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I can't wait to not have a job.
Yeah. And I remember like when I met you originally, you blew up on the internet because you were going to the States, was that right? And you were trying to learn the accent.
The American accent,
And
yeah.
you did some videos, you did some stitches. And next thing I remember seeing you again, I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
what is going on here? And you just went, phew. So how did this all come about? How did so many people get to know you?
Well, it's mostly the accent videos and some of my stand. My most well-performing reel is a joke that I did in America. It's got like 13.5 million views, I think. That's probably the best one. But before that, the one that set everything off was this video in which this guy is teaching me how to say GIRL, girl.
Girl.
But like an American, which is like girl.
Girl.
Oh my God. Did
So
you
you did a
see that
video
girl?
on that?
So I did that because how I say girl is like girl in my accent.
Right.
But now I've started putting a bit of an R in between because I realize people don't know what I'm saying. So, and then with that video, I did girl and I learned how to say squirrel. Did you know they call squirrels squirrel?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And then they don't say hippopotamus. How do you say hippopotamus?
Hippopotamus.
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 Hippopotamus. Yeah. In America, they say hippopotamus.
All right. It's the Americans,
Hippopotamus,
don't it?
yeah.
It's the Americans, they're not.
Yeah,
It's not
they're
right, like.
really butchering your language. Well,
Oh.
not your language.
Can I just say, we were at the Empire, Saaniya said something, you were trying to explain about, you asked a few questions about the area and you were asking me, like, oh, what should I say this and should I say that? Because obviously sometimes when people come here and they don't maybe know the history.
Yeah.
And we were just saying, look, just say this and it's all cool.
Yeah.
And then we kind of just said, like, the whole island is Ireland, but it's divided into two states. There's the Republic of Ireland, there's Northern Ireland, but Northern Ireland was kept as part of the UK / and then you just said, well, why didn't you just say no and take it back? And everyone in the room just started laughing because you were like, I don't think we can explain this. It's such a long history, you know what I mean? But can I ask you a question? And be honest, it's okay now. But when you were coming here, did you know? Because I love it when people come to the north of Ireland and come to Belfast to experience it, because I'm a big advocate and I do like people coming here. But I also am very intrigued about what they know about the place before they come here. So what did you know or hear about it, if anything at all, before you landed in Belfast?
Well, I did hear there's racism.
Did you?
Yeah.
Who told you that?
A lot of people were like, you should be careful. We've heard there's many racists
Really?
there. So I was like, oh God, I hope they
God,
like me.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
What? There was nobody racist. Everyone was
perfect.
really nice.
Yeah, great. Yeah, super.
guess
Keep it up.
It's
To all the non-racists, keep non-racisting.
I guess it's a reputation that
Yeah.
that it's somehow developed. But everyone's been really nice to me. So I don't think there's even, like, for example, the Uber driver was so nice, and the other taxi driver, everyone I've met, staff, really wonderful people.
Yeah. Oh, people here are very friendly.
Very friendly.
It's the reason
very
why I
nice.
stay here is because of the people. I'm not staying here because of the aesthetic. I mean, it needs a facelift.
It's beautiful, though.
Yeah, but like when you live
in
here.
an old, charming way.
Yeah, but when you live here, you always want things to be
Right.
a little bit. When you're visiting
Right.
a place, it's charming, but when you're living there, it loses its charm because you're always there.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
that
I
kind of
can
thing.
see that. But
I'm
I
sure
did.
there's parts of Dubai that you wish could be improved. Maybe, is there?
Dubai has a different side of it in every corner.
Yeah.
There's like the super cultural side, and then there's the, mini India side, and there's the alien city side.
Alien City.
I call it the alien city
What's that?
because downtown Dubai has these insane buildings
Oh,
that
right.
look like an alien city.
Yeah.
So that's what I call it. But as I was saying, sorry, I did read a little bit about Ireland. I read about the Troubles.
Okay.
I thought it was hilarious that it's called the Troubles. That's so like, oh, it was the Troubles.
Yeah, there's a
That's
few
just the
comedians.
word.
Quite a few comedians made a few jokes. Like somebody will call it a war, but in Ireland we just call it, that's just a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
For something very serious.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
So you read a little bit about that?
I read a little bit about that, but the thing was like the Wikipedia page was really long. So I skimmed,
Right.
It's not like I can watch a whole documentary like on my flight here.
Yeah.
Because before that I was learning up about Birmingham.
Because you
So
went to Birmingham as well.
I went to Birmingham, and every time I go to a place, I try to read up about it.
Yeah.
And I wasn't that well prepared this time because I have a full-time job, like I said.
Yeah, I understand.
So this time I learned about Birmingham. I went on Reddit because I feel like I'll get really local insights if I go to Reddit.
Oh, God.
And it was a lot of crime videos. Birmingham, like the first thing that came up was this like car that backs into this glass storefront, breaks through it, and these guys get out and they go, "Shut the f up!" Shut with their not guns, but they're just got bats and stuff, and they're like, "Shut the f up!" And there's this Indian guy, middle-aged guy, just standing there with his hands on his waist the whole time, for like 10 minutes of the video where he's just there and finally looks at the camera and he goes, "Should we call the police?" And he's just completely unperturbed.
Wow, that's Birmingham for
That
you,
was
though.
Birmingham.
That is Birmingham. Did you like Birmingham in England?
loved
was in Birmingham
Birmingham.
last week in England.
Yeah?
And it was really, listen, I did an event out there. I was doing a private event. And it was absolutely brilliant. Like, the people were absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
But I stayed in a hotel that was like 40 towers.
Wow.
It was crazy. Now, you know when you go to hotels in Dubai, I
Yeah.
mean, it's unbelievable. Like, they treat you a bit too well. Sometimes you feel like you don't even deserve it as a person.
Yeah. It's
You're like, I'm not that good enough of a person
Yeah.
to deal with this.
Yeah,
My first time ever when I went to Dubai, I remember I stayed in the Movenpick, you know, where we do the shows.
Yeah, JBR.
And they used to ring the room, the hotel room. They're like, "Do you want us to come up and iron your clothes?" I was like, "Sorry." I was like, "No, I'm not paying for that. It's like free."
Yeah.
And then I remember one day I was in the room, I was on the balcony, and one of the staff came in. This young lad came in, he was very nice, and he knocked on the door, but I didn't hear the door because I was out in the balcony. So he just appeared by the toilet door. So I was like, "You okay?" And he comes in and he goes, "Do you want us to do anything for you?" And I was like, "No." Like, I'm grand. He goes, "We can iron some of your clothes." And he was looking at my shirts hanging up. And he went, "Do you want me to iron that?" And I
Oh
went,
my
"No, you
God.
don't have to iron anything, man." I'm like, what? I'm like, have I done something? Are they looking for drugs or something?
They're
Like, what have I
just-
done? They're just so. It was just so good. It was
Yeah.
too good.
The service industry is really good in Dubai.
Yeah. Whereas the hotel that I stayed in Birmingham, when I was a young kid living in my first rented house up outside my parents' house, we used to have mold in the bathroom, condensation, and it was the best time of my life because I was having loads of fun with my friends. But this hotel in Birmingham obviously knew that mold and condensation would bring me back to the best time of my life, and they decided to give me a hotel room with mold and condensation.
Oh no.
Which they also thought, do you know what I'd really like? Stains on the bed sheets. They thought, hey, to make Andrew feel comfortable, let's put some stains on the bed sheet. Why
Oh my
would we
God.
give him a balcony window? Let's make sure the lock is broken so he can't go out in the balcony.
Oh no.
Let's do that. Also they thought, you know what? Because Andrew's such a hot looking guy, let's not even turn on the radiators and the heat. Let's have him
No.
cold. He's so hot. Let's make the room cold so he can heat the room up just by being himself.
Oh my God. That must have been tough.
It was awful. And then I said to them, went down to reception, said, "Can I get some food?" And they were like, "Yeah, go into the bar restaurant." Walked into the bar restaurant, went up and said, "Can I get food?" And went, "No." And then I said, "Well, can I get a coffee?" And he went, "The coffee machine's broken." It was 40 towers. It was just horrendous.
Oh my God.
And then I went onto the hotel website and I looked at all the reviews, and it was getting battered.
Maybe you should have done that before you
One
went.
star. No, it was paid for me by another company.
Ah.
I didn't Google it before, and I was just given the address.
Oh.
But I checked it about an hour before I went in, and I went, "Oh, this is going to be interesting." And it was, you know what? It was fun as well because it was so mad. Actually, got a bit of a laugh out of it.
Okay. Well, comedy material.
Yeah, comedy material. That's the way
Yeah.
we look at it.
Yeah.
You've been to London, you've been to Birmingham, you've done loads of shows. How are you comparing the audiences over here than the audiences in Dubai?
Well, I can do jokes here that I'm not allowed to do in Dubai.
Right, give us one of those jokes.
I can't.
Really? So when you say you can do jokes here, you're not allowed to do in Dubai. Give us
So
why?
in
Why
Dubai,
is that?
you can't joke about the government
Okay,
and you cannot joke about religion.
that's me never going to Dubai again.
Yes, yeah, but it's like you can't insult religion. Because I do some jokes about my culture and my religion there, but you cannot. I have this joke about God specifically,
Right.
which I think if God is real, he enjoys that joke. You know, but I cannot do that in Dubai. So whenever I do it here, I'm like, you want to hear a joke I can't do in the Middle East? And then they get really excited.
Do they?
Yeah.
And have you done other shows around the Middle East? Have you been to Saudi, Qatar, Bahrain?
No, I've only done Abu Dhabi and Dubai, but I've not done the rest because also I don't know how they would receive my comedy. Dubai and Abu Dhabi is still all right, but
There's quite a lot of international people there. Well, there's quite a lot of Irish, Americans,
yeah,
Canadians.
but it's about the government and
Oh,
how
right.
they would receive it. Like, for example, Oman and Bahrain, like, I don't know how they would receive because I'm a Muslim. So, for me to do those jokes is, an arrestable offense.
Wow. But you're from India, but you're Muslim. Are you strict in terms of the Muslim culture? Like in terms of obviously just different. Would you class yourself as strict?
You've met me. We've had drinks
Yeah.
together.
But the audience haven't met you. You
Okay.
see, that's the thing.
No. So, and this is where a lot of my perspective for my comedy, my voice
Yeah.
comes from, is that I'm not a traditional Muslim. I was raised with very Western values, really, and a Western lifestyle. And my parents know that I drink, and they know that I have been high sometimes. When I was in uni, they knew I would come home and I would just eat everything on the table, and my dad would be like, "I know she's high. I know she's high."
She's taking a
Yeah.
taking a little bit of the substance.
Yeah. So my parents, they're cool. And they
That's
were like,
good.
"We don't want to push religion on you," but they encouraged me to be more spiritual than anything else. But culturally, I'm still very much a Muslim. Like my festivals and what we wear, weddings, funerals, all of that is still very much Muslim.
And do you have to marry in your culture? You're free to marry anyone outside of from them being a Muslim? You can marry anybody, or do you have to marry somebody of Muslim faith? If you're
If I was religious, then I would.
Yeah.
But I was married to a white man, a white British guy.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And we were together for 8 years. I did not convert him. Well, I converted him to using the bum gun.
The what?
You know the bum gun? The shatafa? The bum gun.
No.
You know when you're in the loo in Dubai and you suddenly see those holes next to you? You're like, I
Oh.
wonder what that's for.
To clean.
To clean your bum. The bum gun.
The bum gun. Oh,
bum
sorry.
gun.
What's the other phrase? What's the other word for that? Producer Luke, do you know what it is?
It's
Producers
called the
Luke is like, no.
shatafa. Yeah.
It's the what?
It's called the shatafa.
The shatafa. Oh,
In
yeah.
Arabic.
To do with the clean.
Yeah,
that area.
and that's
Brilliant,
the
yeah.
only thing I converted him to. And he had the most sparkling, clean bumhole in all of Middle East.
Good to know.
Yeah, all of England by the end of it. So he's welcome.
Hey, and I'm sure that he's living a great life now because of the clean bum.
I'm so sure. But that's the extent of what. But my family happily accepted him into our lives.
Ah, brilliant.
Yeah, no issues.
And you've siblings? Do you have siblings?
I have an older sister.
Oh, right. And do they live in Dubai? Where do they
No,
live?
she used to live in South Sudan. Now she's just moved to Kenya. She
Oh,
works in
wow.
the humanitarian sector.
Oh,
So
that's pretty cool.
yeah.
And how's she finding your sort of comedy and your lifestyle and what you've built for yourself?
I think everyone's just still in shock, but they're kind of proud of me, but they're still in shock. They're just like, what are you doing? But also, I'm so proud of you. But what?
Yeah.
It's a lot of that. Yeah.
It's brilliant though, isn't it?
It's great.
It is great. You're
Yeah.
doing so good. It's so good. I could actually see you having your own sitcom or something
Yeah.
because you're a very interesting character. So I can actually see you developing something that would open people's eyes to say life in Dubai
That would be
in a
cool.
kind of a comedic sense, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's something there, you know what I mean? Because it's so great nowadays with social media that you are actually able to find new voices and new talent from places in the world that we may not normally
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
thought about going there for talent, Mm-hmm. And then the fact that you can make content at home in Dubai and then next thing you know, you can get booked for shows in New York and booked for
Yeah.
shows in London. It's amazing, isn't it? Whereas 20, 30 years ago, like that
Yeah.
wouldn't
No.
happen. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty crazy what social media has done to the world.
yeah.
But my dream is to, yes, definitely show more sides of Dubai to the world. My dream is to travel around America to the redneck states.
The redneck states.
And then just like meet the rednecks and just become friends with them.
That'd be a great documentary, wouldn't it?
Can you imagine just me being
Saaniya,
like, hello,
Saaniya
cutie?
goes redneck, and it's just you listening, explaining your culture, and they're like talking to you.
Yeah, and then they'll teach me how to use the guns, and then they'll see I'm actually really good at guns.
Are you?
Yeah.
Have you shot guns before?
Yeah, my family, we love target shooting and hunting.
Really?
Yeah,
So you would have grown up with that.
yeah.
What's it like to shoot a gun? I've never done that. Do you envisage like ex-partners and stuff? And go,
No.
Take that, Steve.
No, we were
Take
always
that,
very.
John.
Well, it's funny that you said those two names. No, I'm kidding.
Right, okay. They were the most English-sounding names I could get.
This is one of my jokes that I'm working on right now. Is that when I date someone, I like to make sure that they have nothing in common with any of my exes. But I've dated Tom, Matt, Dan, and James. So it's like most of England is out.
Right.
Like I can't.
What do you want in a man?
What do I want in a man?
What do you look for? What are your green flags?
Oh, just communication. Really, but my bar is so low, and it's insane because
I don't even have a bar. I mean, if you're
You just
alive,
add it.
if there's any way that you can get a mortgage or you've some sort of stable income, I mean, I'm happy to take anything at this stage. I'm happily engaged to the lovely Julie. So.
I like how you have to keep saying that.
Yeah. I don't know why. It's like I'm trying to reassure Julie through a third sense or something like. Don't worry, babe,
yeah.
I'm not going anywhere. If there's anyone leaving this relationship, it'll probably be you. You'll probably leave me. Don't leave me. Don't leave me again.
Don't leave
So your
him.
bar is so low. So are you actively dating at the moment? Do you want to find somebody? Are
I
you
just got
looking?
out of something which is like a little bit horrible.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was not nice. I'd really, when you meet someone, it's like a whirlwind romance, and you're like, oh my God, I think this is the one. And he's all like, you're my soulmate. And you're like, stop saying that, but maybe. And then everything goes to shit. Yeah.
Oh.
I know. It's really sad.
So I'm not going to pry too much, but was it a short-term relationship? Was it quite long?
It was only almost like 3 months long.
So you were in that bubble. You were in that love
In
bubble.
when you feel like you're on drugs, it was like that.
And you're
I
like,
know.
oh my God, he's messaging me.
I
He wants to
know.
see me. He wants to communicate with me.
Yeah.
And then, like, after about 3 months,
And then he
why
just-
are you so distant? Because I'm moving away to another country. Bye.
But that's exactly what happened, where he
What?
just like ghosted me for like a few days.
Really?
And then I was like, hello? And then it was a lot of like just weirdness. And then eventually I told him I'm seeing other people, but I'm not. But I told him that.
Just you wanted to see the reaction.
No, I wanted him to block me so that it's over.
And did he block you?
He did, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel for you.
That's okay. All of these things happen. I got a lot of jokes out of it.
Hey.
I got a lot of jokes out of it.
Hey, you get yourself back on. Dating apps are allowed in Dubai.
Dating apps are actually not allowed. You need a
Oh.
VPN. So we use
Oh.
VPNs. You need a VPN for everything. Porn is not allowed in Dubai. You wouldn't
Good.
last a day.
Good.
Just-
Good. Good. The last thing you want to do is see me, you know. Just Google my one.
Everyone needs a VPN to do stuff. So you need a VPN to download the apps. And then my American followers found out, especially the ones in Portland, found out that I'm on Tinder. And they all use travel mode and then put their location to Dubai. Mass swiped right on me. And then suddenly I saw, you can see the people who like you. And they're all like 12,500 kilometers away. And then Tinder thought I'm a bot. So Tinder banned me.
You're banned from Tinder.
I'm banned from Tinder for no fault of my own. It's the Americans.
The Americans are always ruining people's lives.
Why did you do this to me?
Yeah. So
What?
you have all these men in Portland, America, that changed their Tinder location to Dubai just to
Yeah.
find you.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
It's a bit mad, isn't it?
Well,
Did you converse with any of them?
No.
No.
I didn't. I don't even swipe right on people who are in Abu Dhabi when I'm in Dubai. That's like an hour away.
You're like, if I'm going for love, has to be within 20 minutes.
Right?
Has to be. I'm not going past Media City.
Yeah. I mean, I tried 2 long distance relationships and they were both in America. And I didn't, so then I stopped.
Oh
No
wow,
more
that
of
must be
that.
really hard.
Yeah, because you have to be awake at all odd hours of the night and you're like, oh, this is tough. And then you think, because you fill in the gaps of the relationship with like, this must be that sort of a person. And then one of them moved to Dubai and I was like,
To be with
no.
you?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then I was like, no.
What happened?
He just wasn't what I thought
So
he
he
was.
moved from America to Dubai to be with you, and did he come over and did he have a job and get everything set up?
He was working remotely, so he had a job in America. But he was staying with me.
And how long did that last?
Huh?
How long did that go on for?
Like 2 months.
And after 2 months, you're like, nah.
Yeah.
And how did he take it?
No, but I think he also was like, we were just not getting along that well. We were just not getting along. Yeah. It was kind of weird.
Oh, that's kind of, it's sad, but also well done for trying.
I tried.
know?
Yeah. So now I've become much pickier now.
Okay, top 5 things you look in a guy. If there's anyone out here, we need to get to Saaniya a really good Irish guy. We'll get you an Irish man.
God, I'm leaving tomorrow.
We'll find you one. I'll find you a good Irish man. Someone with a bit of turf, with a bit of land, with a bit of frontage. Someone that played minor.
I can't understand a word you just said. I have no idea what you just said.
If you ever meet an Irish guy and he tells you he's played county, he's a good man.
County?
Played county.
County.
That means he played Gaelic football for his county.
For his county.
So if he says, I've played county, you know he'll be good to the mother.
To the mother.
He'll be good to his mother.
To his mother.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know why. Right. Top 5 things you want in a man.
Communicative.
Kind. Communicative. Right. So lads, that means talking.
Yeah. And texting back.
You know, it's like, what you at? Where are you? What are you doing? You coming around? Netflix chill ? It's got to be like, hey, just to let you know how I'm feeling today. You want emotion. You got a feeling. You're not going to get much of that in Ireland.
No feeling?
No, Irish men can be quite reserved. Well, how are you, Grant? How are you, Grant? Pint. Let's go for a pint. Great, good. What's the crack? Okay, that's us now. See you later.
Well, my next one is actually doesn't get too drunk too often.
Oh, you're in the wrong country.
Yeah. When I don't mind if they drink. It's just, when a guy is like you can't even hear what he's saying and he's not able to stand. I can't date that.
Oh yeah, I mean
that's gross.
That goes above. You got to have somebody that's very good.
Can handle your alcohol.
A good social drinker, but also knows their boundaries.
Yeah, because I can't support a huge man. Like, I can't help them walk.
Yeah.
I'm too small for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
Funny.
You got to be funny. Okay.
Yeah. They should have a job.
God, that's really bare minimum. Like.
I know.
You have been through the ringer.
I really have.
You have.
I really have.
What do you want? Somebody that has a bit of hope. I want to date a man that has a bit of hope. Someone that hopefully has a job, can walk in a straight line.
Yeah.
Can talk.
And
loud. Can make me laugh. I mean, these are the fucking basics. Like going into a restaurant and getting salt and pepper. Just give me salt and pepper. Just give me the basics.
Yeah. For now.
Right. So we got communication. Someone that can handle their drink. Someone that's funny. And someone that has a job. Okay. What was the last thing? Kind.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
And have you found in the past that you've met people that have only 2 of those 5, that have 3 of those 5? You know? Or have you met people that have 0 of the 5?
Well, if I'm being honest, I don't meet many people.
Okay.
Yeah. I just have a lot going on.
I know, I understand. I know you're not like out every night. You're busy working. So you might go through a period where you might go on a date once in a while.
Once in a while. Very, rarely do I actually... I can match a lot of people, but I'll meet people quite rarely.
Yeah. You have a lot of really big supporters, really big fans that are really good for you and really, really positive. You seem to have a really, really big fan base of all the stuff, of all the content and stuff that you do.
Yeah.
You call them cuties.
I call them my cuties, yeah.
Yeah, so that's your phrase and stuff. That's I was going to say that's really cute.
Yeah,
that was just like really great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what is the best thing a fan has ever done for you? Something that you've gone, oh my God, that was such a nice thing.
Oh, well, once I was doing an Instagram live. And so I have these lockers around the world where you can send me letters and I'll write back a letter.
So say that again?
They can write me letters, but it's not to my home address. It's to my locker's address. So I have one in every country.
Okay, so which country? Every country?
Every country, yeah. So they don't have to pay for the shipping.
So when you say write a letter, is it a handwritten letter?
Yeah.
They couldn't just send you an email?
But it's something else when you write a letter.
I suppose more personal, isn't it?
I've got a lot of those. I write back sometimes. And once I was doing this Instagram live and I got a rash. And then one of my followers sent me Benadryl. Which I thought was really sweet.
To where?
To my locker.
To your locker.
Yeah.
How do you get this locker? What's this locker thing?
It's this locker that you just have lockers everywhere. And I thought that was just...
So what website would I need to go on to get a locker?
I use Shop and Ship. It's by Aramex.
Right. So I type in, I want a locker, shop and chip, and they'll say, right, you're a lock, and you get an address for the locker.
You get an address like in New York, you get an address in London, you get an address in Singapore, India, Dubai, everywhere.
Okay, and then every month do they then send that stuff to your real address?
So as soon as something reaches there, it will actually be sent to your real address.
So the person sending you stuff doesn't
Actually know where you live.
Have you had problems in Dubai with people recognizing you? Because I know Dubai is a very safe place. You talked about it, and obviously, you have a lot of fans and stuff. So sometimes fans can, get a little bit too familiar.
Yeah, I've had problems. I've had problems with people finding out where I live. But in Dubai, it's not such an issue. I think in America, it's a little bit more of an issue. Where in America, sometimes people just really want to hang out with you.
Wow.
They just really want to. So then they try to follow you sometimes. So.
And have you had
I have had issues, yes.
have you had police involved?
No.
Wow.
I'm very polite.
You're
that polite.
You're very polite. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I will not call the
You
police.
definitely need to make this documentary
Yeah. Yeah.
in Texas or something like that. Like.
Oh my God, that would be so much fun.
Saaniya and the Texans, and it's just you being followed by a load of men. And you're just,
With the guns?
yeah, people go, have you got a rash? You're like, no, I've no rash. Get off. You've got a rash, Saaniya. Hello, cutie. Give me the rash cream.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
That's brilliant. So where do you, what's the plan? Because you have an amazing platform. You're doing really well. You're traveling all over the world. There must be a sort of like, right, I want to go on a world tour. I want to do a European tour. Like, what is the plan over the next sort of like 12 to 18 months?
The next 12 to 18 months, I definitely want to be able to quit my full-time job.
Very good.
And I do want to move somewhere out of Dubai. Although I love Dubai.
So you were thinking America?
Thinking America, because I feel like in the UK, there's like, yes, you do get great opportunities and stuff, but I feel like in America, you really have the potential to get very big if you do well there. In the UK, like, just maybe like a handful of people who are like American famous, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I believe America has some of the biggest names in comedy, but I think the UK and Ireland have the best comedy circuit for you to become a much better comedian. Do you see what I mean? So like the America has stars, superstars. The UK will have really famous comedians like Michael McIntyre's and all that, but they may not be massive stars in America.
Yeah.
But then Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle and all these guys are still massive in the UK. So I think if you're massive in the UK and Ireland, you're kind of really, it's harder to break America. Whereas if you're famous in America, it's much easier for you to break the UK and Ireland.
Yeah.
So like Theo Von was over here recently, and he just sold out 2 arenas. If you put Tommy Tiernan in America, probably the best comedian this country has ever produced, he might just do a theatre rather than an arena. So maybe, do you see my point? Do you know who Tommy Tiernan is?
No.
Tommy Tiernan is probably one of the best comedians this country has ever produced. Highly recommend you watching him. Yeah, he's brilliant. Yeah.
Ireland or UK? Or
Ireland. He's
okay.
Irish. Yeah.
Okay.
So I highly recommend you watch him. So, but I think the UK, if you want to get really good at really hone your comedy skills, keep working on your craft, keep getting better, I think London's the place to be.
Yeah.
Personally, I think London is the place to be.
They pay really well too. New York does not pay that well.
No. You can become a full-time comedian in London.
I could.
Yeah, and do okay and do very well. But you could then do that and then go to America every 6 weeks for 2 weeks. You could base yourself in London and just keep popping over and back to America.
This is true.
You get a lot of gigs in London, get very good, go to the festivals, the Edinburgh Comedy Festival, do all that kind of stuff there. Keep popping over and back to America.
Yeah.
And then maybe do 2 or 3 years in London and then maybe go over to
I think
America.
this is not a bad idea actually.
It all depends what you want. If you want to just go straight to boom, content, video, famous in America, great. Or if you want to really hone your comedy,
I want to be a good comedian.
well then I would recommend a couple of years in London, maybe 3-4 years in London, and then maybe you're still young enough, you're still off, you go to America then.
Yeah.
You could do both. You can commute. I suppose you can stay in Dubai and commute.
Yeah,
You're doing that anyway.
But in Dubai, I don't get to do the circuit like here or New York. I don't get
And
to
you're
do
liking the buzz of the circuit, doing things like Top Secret, Comedy Store, flying over to Belfast. Like, you must be like, oh my God, this is what the real comedians experience, I suppose.
I mean, I think so, but it's a lot of like haphazard, like trying to get to the train. I haven't had time to process it, where it's a lot of me just trying to catch up, keep up with what's happening.
Yeah.
But when I'm on the stage, it's like I just did Top Secret, and that was, I can't believe it. I can't believe a room like that exists.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
It's just a wall of laughter. It's just a wave.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But can you imagine living in London and doing that every couple of weeks?
Oh my God.
Then you've got the comedy stores, then you've got the boat show, then you've got the backyard, then you've got headliners, then you've got Covent Garden Comedy Club, then you've got 99 clubs, then you've got Angel Comedy, then you've got, there's so much.
Yeah.
You can work every night of the week.
Yeah.
You can do 2 shows nearly every night of the week.
Really?
Oh, without a doubt. Then you can go an hour outside London. Brilliant
Yeah.
shows. 2 hours outside London. That's why a lot of the comedians go there, you know. So I think, depending on what you want to do, if you
Yeah.
want to, it all depends on you. But I think you have a great future in. I would love to see you do documentaries or something.
I would love to do documentaries.
Yeah, and have you got an agent in America that's been talking to you about any of that kind of stuff?
She has been pushing me. My manager has been pushing me, trying to push me for like TV roles and stuff.
Yeah,
So we're like figuring that out right now.
figuring it out. But it should be very exciting for you.
Yeah.
Your memory of Belfast when you leave. What is your memory of this place? What will you remember being proposed to? The comedy, the people. What is it?
Well, hopefully it's going to be the stuff I'm going to do after this. Because I'm actually going to go explore the place now.
Yes.
I'm going to stay at Callaghan?
The Culloden.
Culloden.
So do you know the singer Van Morrison?
Yeah.
He lives down there.
Culloden.
He lives in the grounds, yeah.
Are we talking about the same place? Are you sure
Yeah.
it's called this? I feel like it's not called this.
In Hollywood.
In Hollywood.
Yeah.
Culloden.
The
Culloden.
The Culloden.
The Culloden.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
It's on this beachfront. It's lovely walks.
Yeah.
Beautiful area.
Yeah.
And you can go down, go for a nice walk. So now it's about 15 minutes outside the city.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously you're going to be performing again in the city tonight, so you'll have to come back in.
Yes.
But it's only 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad.
Yeah,
But it's a
that'd be
lovely
fine.
hotel.
I'm excited.
You're very excited. And you have
Yeah.
nice grounds there. And there's a town centre there called Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
You
But
will
Holywood, like holy, not
Ho-
Holly.
No, it's Hollywood. Holy.
Yeah, it's holy.
It's Hollywood.
But Hollywood has 2 L's.
Yeah, but over
Holy.
here,
I thought it's Irish and they're religious, so it's holy.
Hollywood. No, we say Hollywood.
Okay.
It
Okay.
makes it sound better.
Okay.
It makes it sound like we're in America.
Okay, it's Hollywood.
Makes it sound
All
like we're
right.
all fucking film stars and superstars.
That's
and all
exactly
that
what
kind
it
of
is. Yeah.
stuff. It's lovely to see you again.
It's so great to see you.
Because
Thank
we
you
had a
so
good time
much.
when we were in Dubai.
Yeah.
We did, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And hopefully, because I know I've been invited out again
Yes.
this year, and you would be on with me again for the
I would.
the
Yes,
week.
same lineup. Yes.
Is it which lineup? So
Laughter
me and you and
Factory.
someone else?
I think there's going to be one other person, yeah.
Yeah. That's great. You
Yeah.
have all those regular gigs and stuff. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I might move to fucking Dubai.
We should. It's nice
Could
and
I
warm.
move there though? Like, what's the visa requirements?
Well, if you've like I've got a golden visa
What's a
for
golden
being
visa?
a comedian. If you're in the creative arts industry and you have, let's say, TV things and PRs and radio shows, for example,
Right.
then it'll give you a visa, which means you can live there for 10 years without really having a full-time job or anything. You could just
So I can just apply for it.
yeah,
How much is it?
not very much.
Like a couple of $100 or something?
No, maybe like 4,000 or 5,000 dirhams with the medical insurance and everything.
That's only like £500.
Yeah,
I might just apply for
Yeah.
a golden visa.
yeah.
And say, hey, I have a visa in Dubai. Do I want?
Yeah, and then you don't even have to. I think you only have to be there like every 6 months once, so you don't even have to fully live there. You can just go there for the winters. You give me advice, I give you advice. It's good.
I am very excited about this.
Yeah.
Can you imagine me opening my own comedy club in Dubai now?
Ooh, there's no comedy clubs
Cork
there.
in Dubai.
Cork in Dubai.
Cork in the north. Cork in Dubai.
Yeah, there's no comedy club in Dubai. There's a market.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I'm a professional entrepreneur
Yeah.
opening comedy clubs across the desert in Dubai. Because
Yeah.
who needs to laugh more? People in the desert. They need a good laugh. Saaniya Abbas, thank you so much for coming into
Thank
Cork in the
you.
North.
Thank you for
And
having me.
next time you're over, we'll hopefully speak to you again and see you again. Where can people find you on the socials? What are your socials? What are your handles? Where can
My
people
handle
follow you?
is Saaniya X, which is SAANIYAX, and that's on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram.
What we'll do is we'll make sure that we put a link below
Yeah.
the actual YouTube and all that kind of stuff. Please do check her out. Check out all her stand-up clips. She posts loads of stuff on the Instagram with her stand-up, all really, really funny. And please do go and see her if you are near her when she's around touring, when she'll be back in Ireland, when she'll be back in the UK, and stuff like that. Don't forget as well, the Die-In Comedy Pub on the Lisburn Road, 25% off your food if you use the code Cork25 Wednesday to Saturday. Please do go down there, check their listings and lineups for comedy that's up and coming, and also lots of music and lots of big days out, family dinners. You can book big tables on the Sundays, go and watch all the football in the European Championships. It'll all be good. Cork in the North, thank you very much to everyone that's listened, tuned in. Please remember, we're announcing a live show soon. Tickets will be available soon. Come and see us. We're going to do our biggest ever live show with special guests. Cork in the North live podcast is happening end of August, start of September, just before I go off on my tour as well. And finally as well, there's only about 200 tickets left for me at the Opera House in Belfast for January next year. Please do go on and try and get a ticket to come along. We'll put a link below as well on the YouTube and stuff like that. Saaniya, Abbas, thank you very much for coming into Cork in the North.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll see you all soon.